Welcome to Let's Play Rule the Waves 2 as France, starting in 1920. This is episode 94. We are into part 4 of a major Eastern Atlantic carrier battle against the Soviet Union. We've had a full day of strikes against the Soviets' strike force and a night battle against the Soviet scouting force. This was misreported as containing only 6 heavy cruisers, whereas in fact there was a 16-inch gun battle cruiser lurking in amongst that, which was one of the reasons why the battle was a bit inconclusive. And my own scouting force, containing 2 battleships, including the 17-inch gun Charleroi, are now not really capable of doing much more because they've run out of ammunition. Night battles in 55 are at much greater range than in any other period, equivalent really to the kind of pre-dreadnought daytime ranges, but the intelligence you get is nearly nothing, and the confused formation might be a generous word. The mess that was the Soviet Union made it really difficult to locate where anything was, and were you doing sustained damage on the same ship. And then the battlecruiser popping up at the very end was, an unwelcome surprise. So I'm in the process of withdrawing the scout group. They're also low on anti-aircraft ammunition as well. So I'm going to send them into Brest. I think their work is done. For the carrier force, the question is, do we launch our remaining strike aircraft against this scouting group? Or do we try and locate the remainder of the carrier group? These over here are a couple of light cruiser reports, so nothing more there. My hunch is that they've gone northeast towards the full Atlantic to go around the coast of Ireland and return to the Baltic, or indeed up to the Northern Fleet anchorages, rather than carry on with the battle. My hope is that they've received quite a lot of damage. I'm just going to clear up some of these older reports and just go with the newer ones. So let's just all get rid of those. And then here you can see, in fact, they're now suddenly reporting 2 battle cruisers in this general area. As you can see, these reports are quite old, but I'm going to just remove a few more. Delete, which just should give us, where have we all gone? All right, these reports, which give us some degree of confidence that they are around there. So over in the carrier fleet, I do have strike forces already prepped. Maybe I don't. Oh, I do. Hooray. Let me just up the squadron filter size to make it easier to see. So I'm going to ready this lot. Oh no, I'm going to select all that's ready. I'm going to coordinate the strike. I'm going to go for this most recent one because it came from a naval strike. In fact, they've all come from naval strikes, so there's reasonable confidence. Interesting that it only says 1 battle cruiser and 1 heavy cruiser. That may be because the Soviet scouting force seemed to split into 2, with the bigger number of ships slightly to the north from the smaller number of ships, but the smaller number of ships contained the battle cruisers. I still, of course, am completely blind as to whether they've actually I've actually sunk anything. I think I have, but we'll find out. I'm loading the escorts with some bombs because these guys are not going to have any air cover themselves. Let's launch this lot as well. And then let's just go back to the first one, who have a pile of torpedo bombers. I will wait a little while for those to build up again. These two are on the Joff, and the Joff has no more torpedoes. The Sul only have 7 torpedoes remaining. If we go over here, we can see equally some, like the Rhones, has 17, but the others have 6. And then the last one, yeah, they're on their last torpedoes as well. Okay, so that's got them going. Now, there we are. Let's see. So carriers scouting their scouting force approximately. It's plenty of time in the day. There's still 11 hours of time to go. It's nearly 9 in the morning. So, you know, pretty happy with that. They're going at 20 knots. Oops. They're going at 20 knots. They're going at 20. So I kind of expect these guys to come under land-based air attack as well, which I'm assuming they won't enjoy. Let's kick this off. Just popping forward 5 minutes at a time. More reports coming in. So interestingly, these are saying 2 battlecruisers, 2, 1 battlecruiser, 1 heavy cruiser. So they used to say 6 heavy cruisers. So let's say 2 of those heavy cruisers were misidentified, and actually there were 2 battle cruisers and 4 heavy cruisers, and we're only showing 1 of those left. So maybe I've sunk 3. That would be fun. In the meantime, we've got planes taking off and streaming down, which is what we like to see. Excellent. I'm going to bring the carriers south a little bit, just so they don't get too far away. It'd be nice to kind of hang around the entrance to Brest. And here we are, and they seem to have sighted somebody, which is lovely. And there we go. So, couple of heavy cruiser bomb hits. Nice. And a torpedo. And a torpedo. And oh, lovely. 4 torpedoes in that. Which is fine. Let's just see if we can actually see much of what's really going on around here. Just because it's more fun that way. And some more going in. 4 bomb hits from dive bombers against a heavy cruiser. A light cruiser hit. Another light cruiser hit. Yeah, that's okay. And a torpedo, torpedo, torpedo. 3 more torpedoes. So this is all proving very well worth it. Plus a couple of heavy cruiser bomb hits. And 1, 2, 3 more torpedoes. Yeah. Almost seems like bullying, really, but they shouldn't be hanging around a really short distance off the coast of Brest like that. 3 bomb hits on a destroyer. And I think that's pretty much it. 1 more, yep, okay. So let's just zoom out, because there's this report and this report. So weirdly, they're only reporting single heavy cruisers. Meanwhile, back on the carrier, let's see if we can knock together another little strike. So they haven't really recovered. They've got some. I mean, at this rate, it might well be just fine to load up most of the fighters with heavy bombs, because the distance isn't very far away. So if I go to the most recent, it's 114 miles away, 112. So, you know, we could, well, I'm not going to do that one, but let's do those and ready them. Yep, that's fine. And let's do these and ready these guys. I'm going to take this fighter and I'm going to make them do a heavy bomb. And ready them. And then this division, and just go torpedo, 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 and load up one of these. And again, make them into naval strike and heavy. And ready them. So pretty happy with that. Let's do naval strike instead of escort. There's no real need for escorts. So let's exit that lot and plow on another 5 minutes at a time. Another report of a single heavy cruiser. And yet another one. I'm going to get rid of some of these older ones, just because there are so many new ones. It gets a bit cluttered. Okay, so they're still kind of in that position. There. Yeah, okay. And there's some of my strikes ready. And some more. And some more. I think that's all. Let's just leave it. Okay. Let's see then if we can launch, and we will go against the most recent. Well, that's interesting. So 2 battle cruisers reported from La Rochelle. So if true, I absolutely want that. Select already. Coordinated. Oh yeah. Let's go BBs. I do wish that the interface was an additive one. So you select, then on top of that dialog box comes and says, well, what's your target? Then another says, what's your target priority? First being target location. And then do you want to coordinate and this kind of thing. So let's launch that lot. And select ready, launch, and then this lot, select ready and launch. And let's exit that. So that will give us a nice second strike. Our striking force getting close to Brest, which is all good stuff. The carrier's going north because of the wind direction, as usual. And I can't fault them for that. They're being very hard working. And here we go. Let's see if that does anything. Apparently a KE bomb hit. I suspect that's probably misidentified. Okay, they seem to have gone. And some of these guys. And those. And some more. And some more. A bomb hit on a destroyer. And a torpedo hit. Well done, gentlemen. One of the final torpedoes. A couple of destroyer hits, couple of bomb hits from the Potes from Rome. doing a glide bomb. Okay, and that all seems to be that lot. Oh, spoke too soon. Few more. Wow, they're getting really close. So not them, these. Yeah, they're getting very close to Brest. Note this single light cruiser out here. Don't know what they're doing. Don't really care. Here we go. Nothing in that round. Oh. Patience is a virtue, Dickie. And again. And another torpedo, and another. So what I'm thinking is, you know, if these battle cruisers are in any kind of damaged state, surely it would be worth my while bringing the carrier force along. Not obviously for the carriers, but because of the Dauphin and the Ile-de-France being able to pick them off. It's such a shame there is no detach option. You can change the lead division, but no. Interesting that their fatigue level is 0, which is nice to see, as is the scouting force as well. Love to do it. Seems risky. So there's some more. It seems much harder to score the bombing hits than the torpedo hits. Huh. 11. And here they come from Saint-Nazaire, hitting a couple of destroyers. Or a single destroyer. And a light cruiser hits. And some de Havillands from the Royal Air Force. Welcome to the party. So, yes to all for that. From, well, torpedo bombers. Let's see if the next minute brings us nothing. Oh well. We obviously haven't had as much practice. Ah, 1. Well, okay. 1 is good. Okay, let's just cull some of these reports and see where these chaps are. So here, that's the light cruiser. Here, actually, let's just take the light cruiser off because honestly. So let's go to here because this kind of distance is only 70 odd miles away. And I'm just going to see if I can put together a strike force. So what I'm inclined to do is only use the fighters. Okay. I won't use the cat fighter. And then put these on naval strike. and bring their bomb up to heavy. And then locate them at the most recent one. And ready that too. And carry on likewise with the others. I'm not going to do the torpedo bombers because aside from this one, the rest are mainly out. So that's a third strike readied. And here's some more planes coming in from La Rochelle. Couple of battlecruiser bomb hits. Thank you very much. Strikes ready. Seems like a goodly number. Where's the most recent report? Don't want that. Want that. And that. And that. Okay. Now let's go back to the strike and do the most recent battlecruiser report. Select already, launch. Select already and launch. Select already and launch. Now we're only 70 miles away, so we're going to have to go north anyhow just to launch the planes, which should take them away from this kind of area. I have no idea why they're hanging around so close. It's potentially a bit suicidal, but there you go. Nothing from that or from that. Unknown ship fires at... Alright, and causing 4 hits. So, where's that? Interesting. Didn't think we've... Hey, they're out there. They are out there. So whether there's some action going on, say, with that ship, I don't know. But, you know, what's the worst that can happen? There goes the next strike. 18. Nice. Light cruiser bomb hits. Light cruiser bomb hits. Light cruiser bomb hits. And a torpedo and a port. Excellent. And another. So we're over the allotted time for the game, but I imagine this game will go on for quite a while because they're so close. So still got a battlecruiser firing away. And a BB. Interesting. Because the intelligence says 2 battlecruisers, but here it actually says a BB and a BC. A battleship hit by a bomb and torpedo. Oh, that's very encouraging, isn't it? I know it's not my first rocket-powered torpedo hit, but maybe the second or something like that. Very welcome. And 3 bomb hits on a battleship. Ignore the corvette and the destroyer. And the battleship bomb and torpedo. And here comes some more. And a whole pile of battlecruiser hits. Now, surely, between a whole chunk of battlecruiser hits and battleship hits, that's, you know, autumn for Poland and France. And more. And lots more. A heavy cruiser, another battlecruiser hit. Heavy cruiser and a destroyer. Couple more battlecruiser hits. And a battlecruiser taking a rocket-powered torpedo too. Nice. All right. And I think that's that wave of attacks done. So I'm going to get rid of the reports to about here. So that locates them in these kinds of places. One there, another one there. They all seem to be in the same place. Then maybe another here. How are we doing for time? 5.5 hours. Probably time for another strike. Oops, here's some more. So yes, I was thinking these are probably from Cherbourg and other land bases. An AMC is hit by a bomb and torpedo. Again, I think that's misreported. Well, and 2 of them. And destroyers, like cruisers, destroyers, battlecruiser, destroyer. Wow, the list goes on. Okay, that's that wave of attacks. Just relentless air attacks. A couple more light cruiser hits. It's unknown ship fires at DD target. So they still seem to be bothering a very old destroyer who seems to have got caught up in the battle. Let's tidy up the reports again. You know, just for once, we do have a decent number of reports. So let's delete them. And I'm just going to delete this. I was going to say there's some just with individual torpedoes. Oh yeah, there's a couple there, which I don't really care about. And a couple there too. And another. So, battlecruiser on the coast, out to sea, and way out to sea. Oh yeah, I don't care about that. Actually, a heavy cruiser. And then another one close to that. So actually, I am pretty close. So let's go in and let's get the Ile-de-France. Nope, the Ile-de-France. And let's take them into our own control. take them up to squad max, bring it down a couple of knots, and let's see if we can have any kind of engagement. Let's push that on 5 minutes. I'll take the rest of the fleet just to the north. Be interesting to see at what point do I run out of control. I do have some light cruisers. Yep. Which probably should come with me too. Here we go. Let's bring them, make them support. They should be following the Ile-de-France to the south, and then maybe these two guys as well. Where's the Victor Hugo? There's the Forbin, there's the Victor Hugo. And you should be following that. Let's send you down there. Probably automate you as well. And we've got some more guys approaching. Just some destroyer bomb hits. So that's separating out the force a bit. Nope. I wanted you to follow. Oh, you are the crest. I wanted you to follow the Ile-de-France. Why don't you follow it? There you go. Yep. So yes, let's tidy up the reports as usual. Get rid of them. So the most recent battlecruiser report is still out in the open there. So let's carry on chugging, and let's just see if we can put together a fourth strike. I know this is like bullying, but you know, they shouldn't have started it. So yes, let's see if we can catch them for any kind of coup de grace. I mean, who wouldn't like to round off a nice carrier battle with a nice bit of battleship stuff? I've been watching a YouTube documentary by James Fitzwilliams, who argues that the battleships were a very, very viable strike force all the way through World War II and afterwards, and that the carriers were very restricted to fair weather daytime operations, so any murky weather and any nighttime operations was absolutely the domain of the battleships, and Spruance and Halsey and their ilk were very conscious of and always knew where their battleships were, and were more than happy to concentrate them into a strike force whenever the opportunity arose. A couple more battlecruiser hits. And a few more arriving. There's our newest strike getting ready. Another heavy cruiser hit. Couple more bomb hits. So if I clear up the reports again, and so I'm noticing that out of the reports, I'm only seeing one battlecruiser mentioned. I haven't seen two mentioned in a goodly long while. So I'm going to delete those and see where that leaves us. So that's the most obvious one there. So let's head down that way and then closer. Okay, there's one over there. So mainly there and an outlier there. Let's go and select all. Let's select this most recent one and launch. Select and launch. And select and launch. Let's exit all of them. Yep, the light cruisers are following up. A bit behind, but that's okay. So, will we find anything? Another destroyer bomb hits. Nothing from Saint-Nazaire. Just endless air attacks, both from land-based and from us. Let's just delete those, and we don't want the destroyer ones. So there. So that's looking the most likely. No hits on that one. Another destroyer. Destroyer, destroyer. I'm going to bring the carriers back down south again, partly to stay in contact with Ile-de-France and Dauphin, and partly because I suspect that our time is done. 3 hours. By the time we've recovered this latest strike, we've got no torpedoes. We're starting to run out of fuel. So yeah, we've done our bit. More destroyer hits. Yeah, okay. I mean, survivors sounds like a good word. Just making sure they're all going in the right direction. More survivors. Another bomb and torpedo against the battlecruiser. Brilliant. So more like cruiser hits. This report, yep. Okay, so I think that's the end of our carrier strike. There they go back. Sort of surprised. I was going to say surprised that we haven't picked up anything on radar, but then that is 18 nautical miles, so fair enough. Oof. 18 more coming in. Let's cull some of these older reports. So yeah, somewhere in this region, a battleship bomb hit. So there is a battleship somewhere as well. Light cruiser, 3 hits. Destroyer, light cruiser, battle cruiser. I mean, you can see the difference. Every single airstrike as being pointed at a direction, and then with their magnificent sighting ranges, they've been able to go, it's over there, and go and strike them. And here, even though it's 27,500 yards, I'm not seeing anything, and some of these reports are now very close. So, okay, there is an actual destroyer there. So this is only 12,000. This is 23,000, so they're all within sighting range. This appears to be dead in the water. Yeah, heavy damage. Not going anywhere. Might just tell the chaps to... I mean, they're only doing secondary guns against it. Yeah, 4-inch guns. Oh, I say that. Ile-de-France. Oh, yeah, 5-inch guns. Okay, perfectly fine. Keep up the target practice, chaps. There. Okay. Let's go right in. Kind of. Even better. Let's go that way. Heavy damage. This is what you want. So let me just check how the carriers are doing. Let's get rid of some of these reports because we now have eyeballs. Ooh, look at this. Light carrier, destroyer, light cruiser, carrier. So 1, 2, 3 carriers and a light carrier, destroyer. Heavy cruiser. Oh my god, it's a graveyard. Not sure how we found that lot all the way out there. I wonder if there's any more. Well, that's certainly good news. Let's run down this chap. Flash chaps. Okay. Yeah, leave the good zany alone. Okay, so it's this guy, 8 6-inch guns, pretty, but with heavy damage. And we are shooting at about 18,000 yards with our 12-inch. Let's just check his ammo. He's got his armor. That's him. This is us. Let's just check at 18,000. So we're only up against 9. That's a bit light. So we would need to be quite a lot closer. But that doesn't mean he can't destroy the superstructure. And of course, the Dauphin, with its 17 inches, more than happy. Very happy with that range. So let them just get their eye in. There you go. A couple of 17-inch hits from Dauphin. And a hit on the Ile-de-France. Dauphin has its eye in with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. It's not going to like that. It's really not going to like that. Okay, it's turning away. I'm just going to get past this destroyer. And yep. I'm surprised it's still sailing at speed. It's gone to medium damage, but on fire. Just going to zoom out, see where the carriers are. So I just want them to get to that point. So we've got quite a bit of operational freedom here, which is nice. There's a ship on radar there, probably another destroyer. I'm going to swing inside Yeah, quite a few hits on the already crippled destroyer. Let's not overdo it, shall we? So the Soviets seem to be circling. I don't know if that's true, or just attempting to flee. Oh, more hits, this time from the Ile-de-France, as well as secondaries from Dauphin. Now 17 inches from Dauphin, 4 more. That's not the type of injury. Oh, and it's stopped. Okay, that's nice. Yep. We're totally humanitarian kind of peoples. It didn't have any torpedoes. Nope. So a light cruiser. Yep. I think we could probably stop. In fact, it's only a destroyer. So let's turn away. Of course, I don't think that's ever going to sail again. Let's go to the reports. These are all relatively nearby, except for that one. Let's zoom. These guys seem to have not followed the Soul, the fleet flagship, for some reason. These guys, of course, do have torpedoes. Yes. So it's really a job for them. So let me just take control and get them to go down and do the coup de grâce, reduce the battleships. Not that they're not enjoying doing a bit. Can only hope that it'll take the hint. And launch some torpedoes. Some ships on radar here. Probably destroyers. And let them go past all of that lot. So that destroyer's done for as well. Light cruiser. Don't really need to kill it. So I'm going to get these guys to go north, these guys to go about there. These guys still need to do their thing. I think they're colliding into the coast because they have to pick up aircraft and all of that kind of stuff. Here comes dusk. And I'm just running the force to go back to harbour. They'll obey me. Oh, and there you go. Oof. Well, that was all quite a thing. So let's just zoom in and see what the damage is. Soviet Union. 2 battle cruisers. Okay, they were battle cruisers after all, despite the occasional report of a battleship sunk. 3 carriers, out of the 3, I thought there were more, but there weren't. 1 light carrier, 4 heavy cruisers, 2 more heavily damaged, 2 more medium damaged, 2 light cruisers, another heavy damage, another lightly damaged, 13 destroyers with loads more damaged, and on our side 2 destroyers sunk and 1 heavily damaged. And I think they must have been coastal trade protection destroyers. I don't think any of our actual... Well, the heavy damage actually was one of the scouting groups damaged at night, but I think the 2 sunk were probably coastal ones. If we have a little look at the air losses, so we lost 320, 45 to anti-aircraft fire. I think that's one of the highest anti-aircraft fires I've ever seen. 100 to air-to-air and a couple of hundred operational. They lost just a little bit less, 284, 36 to air-to-air, 124 to air-to-air losses, 36 to AA. I assume that includes the SAMs, which also did well. I mean, this 45 lost to AA is very, very good, with the torpedo bombers 19 taking a hit. Ouch. 10 medium bombers. AA, mainly our fighters lost to anti-aircraft fire. Sorry, their fighters lost to anti-aircraft fire, which is interesting. In fact, although we lost 300 and they lost 284, look at the air-to-air losses, 124. That's massive. But yeah, those torpedo bombers did take a dreadful, dreadful beating, whereas for them, their fighters took a hell of a bit of punishment. So yeah, and they also lost 22 when ships sank. They picked up some survivors, very noble, and as did we. So yes, a whopper, nearly 1 million point victory. So pretty happy with that. Let's have a look at the ship details, see what we can see. So if we do it by sunk, Yerevan, 14 torpedoes, classic, ship still in the water, hit again and again and again, plus a bomb and torpedo just for good measure. The Minsk, 9 bomb and torpedoes, as well as 2 ordinaries. The Sevastopol, again, you see torpedoes again and again and again, really devastating. Oh, sorry, these aren't bomb and torpedoes, these are actually just bomb hits, my mistake. So yeah, so the Minsk was mainly sunk by bombs, the Yerevan by torpedoes, the Sevastopol by a mixture, and obviously with a float for a long time and sitting targets. Russia, mainly bombs, but aided on its way with torpedoes. Vedlovsk, heavy cruiser, torpedoes mainly. A light cruiser, only 1 torpedo and 3 bomb hits. They are very vulnerable. Heavy cruiser, 4 torpedoes. Another one, 2 torpedoes. Third heavy cruiser, 1 torpedo and 2 bomb hits. And a final heavy cruiser, 10 torpedoes and 6 bomb hits. Again, another sitting targets. A light cruiser, just 2 bomb hits. And this other one, 1 torpedo. And then with the destroyers, mainly, sometimes a lot of fire. Actually, over here, Russia was a lot of heavy hits, 111. Yeah. And over here 12. So these were done in the nighttime battle. And so yeah, great. And ours, these I think are 2 ancient French destroyers, so nothing to worry about there. Let's just close that. And then air details. Oh, crikey. So yeah, so this goes on and on and on. I'd have to copy this and export it to a spreadsheet, but you can see the whole mass of aircraft involved. And then if we close that and just zoom back out and have a look at the tracks of the Force flagships. Whoa! So yes, as suspected, well, I do wish they'd give them different colors. It would make it a lot easier to understand. So this, then going to here, up, round, squiggling around here in the night battle, and then out, round, and then this disastrous decision to go off to here. And here, over here, trying to find the carriers. Where did they go? There's one of the survivors. Yes, hard to decipher. Little destroyer. Nope, can't find a carrier as a flagship. Well, they didn't survive, so... Well, phew. That was a lot of battle, a lot of effort. Well rewarded. The Russians have been taken down a peg. We got to see bomb and torpedoes do their stuff. We got to see the SAM batteries being pretty devastating, and the efficiency of both anti-aircraft fire and the cap were unparalleled. So yeah, if that's the last battle, I'd be very, very happy with that. Let's just close that up and go in here, just the casual 55,500 points. Thank you very much. I think we could call that the Battle of Biscay. And yeah, just a few bips and bobs. Is offering, yes, why the hell not? And a teardrop hull in submarines. Bit of aircraft performance. Even more light and medium AA effectiveness. I'm going to say no to the air bases. Trivial number of ships sunk by Trump submarines. We are still blockading them. And that's it for June. And a monster battle. Thank you very, very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay safe, and I'll see you next time.